That's a very tricky question to answer because I think most of it has been useful, but particularly the session with Anya, I think on climate justice, I think it was. And she spoke about a pilot program in the UK about what kind of communication structures actually work in terms of influencing people and convincing them about climate change, climate justice. So that was very interesting to know. And also it got me thinking a little bit about the kind of privileged structures that work in terms of who has the choice to kind of, choose to believe in climate change and who doesn't, and who has a choice to act on climate and who doesn't. So that kind of got me thinking a lot more about communications and, in terms of who are we trying to influence, maybe it's not helpful to try to influence someone who will never kind of convert. So it's better to kind of focus our energies on the smaller group of people maybe who actually want to do something about it. So yeah, that was pretty helpful in terms of my own understanding. Yeah. So when I first started, I had a couple of different ideas, and I didn't know which one to kind of follow through for this program. So I had one on starting a social enterprise on food waste, and the other one was about how to communicate better in terms of influencing people, the climate change is happening and what they can do about it. But then I kind of, through the different sessions, throughout the different sessions, I just moved from the communications aspect towards more of the social enterprise. But I'd like to bring in the communications within the social enterprise around food waste and maybe start with a bank of resources that I create in terms of communicating, the scale of the food waste crisis and, what people can do about that. So from a much broader kind of climate change, climate justice perspective, so to kind of a smaller, more focused approach, I suppose, but bring those two ideas in, together for this program. So I think it kind of changed in the way that it refined the idea and kind of consolidated what I want to do. I've been researching quite a bit about the social enterprise side of things, and there's a huge amount of barriers in terms of you need finance to run something like that, and then the time and the expertise and all of the rest. So yeah, I'm just taking it slow in the sense that I won't be able to kind of get something started up by September or so, but I've kind of started the process of researching the different kind of funds that are available, people I can contact in terms of, assistance and things like that. So I've got the ball rolling. So it's not going to happen next month, but it's going to happen at some point. So I think that I will overcome the barriers, but there are barriers, and I'm going to take it like the logical step is to first, probably educate more people around the crisis, before they can actually take up a solution to, help curb the food waste crisis. So, I'm going to take it step by step in that sense and start small. Yeah. And the individual session is quite helpful, probably more than the lectures sometimes, because they kind of generate more ideas and kind of get the conversation real and kind of focus on the real issues people are facing. So I kind of enjoy that a great deal. And also I've been enjoying the kind of overall structure. Like we began with the kind of wider SDGs and the whole kind of framework, and then we kind of narrowed it down to our individual fields, and then finally we kind of looking into our projects in more detail. So I think that's a very nice approach to take. And I've kind of benefited, I think, from that structure, overall structure. But then I think probably the interesting bit is the discussions with other participants. And of course, that is kind of led by the moderator, like it kind of arises out of what was being discussed or talked about. So yeah, I think everybody has a role to play, but yeah, I definitely enjoy it.